Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz and I'm back with another emergency card video for you today. I have 3 cards for you. They're beautiful, they're elegant, and 2 of them are fun folds. So we're using kit 99. This came out at the beginning of the month, and the first 2 pages with sentiments, ephemera, and the card sketch are completely free. So click on more beneath the video and that will unpack the description box. You'll find it in there. But there's an extended free version over in my Patreon. You can join completely free. So right next to the download in the YouTube description box, I will leave a link over to the post in Patreon that you need. And below that, a video tutorial showing you how to join for free. I do have paid membership tiers. The $5 tier gets a bunch of extra sentiment options, same sentiments, but they have different layouts or different sizes or background colors. And then I have some with some specialty sizes as well. We aren't using those today, but they make for really beautiful, easy, elegant cards. We have 3 different color palettes in this kit, and so I have ephemera and pattern paper to go with all of those. And then some of them even have different colors in the backgrounds for the sentiments, so they're easier to mix and match with the different color palettes we have. So this is our first color palette. It's blacks and grays and creams, little accents of gold, and I love that. So we made 4 cards at the beginning of the month using that first color palette. We're gonna make 2 cards today using this second color palette with the whites and purples and blues, and then we'll make 1 card using the third palette. I have a $12 tier that gives you the entire PDF. It's over 50 pages, and you get all the sentiments as resizable image files, digital stamps with a transparent background. And then there's a $25 tier that also gives you all of the images, the digital paper, everything as resizable image files, so you can make all kinds of really great projects and you can just really adapt and customize to your heart's content. Towards the end of the PDF, we have 2 patterns. We have that sort of herringbone pattern and then this floral print that are so great as everyday prints for tons of cards that may not have a botanical theme to them. And so I really love these for building your stash and giving you lots to play with every day. But let's go ahead, my friends, and make some cards. So for card number 1, I'm starting with a standard top folding card base, but I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off of the bottom of that card. And then on the short flap, I made a mark on the left-hand side about 1/2 inch up and on the right side about 1.5 inches up. All those measurements are in the printable kit for this card, right? This is really following the card sketch from before, but we're gonna leave a little gap where normally you would just put your sentiment strip or a strip of cardstock. So I have covered that front panel with my diagonal cut. Remember, that's a short flap. With my pattern paper, it's an A2 piece of pattern paper, and then I'll just trim off using the card base as a guide. Then I'm going to put the bottom of that same A2 panel on this leftover piece that we trimmed off of the short flap. That way I end up with a continuous pattern. I'm going to use my scissors and then cut out that 1.5 inch strip in between, and I can use that to make a separate card just following the standard card sketch. So I wanted to make sure that you'd be able to write a nice long message on this card without pattern paper getting in the way. So I have an upside down card I've sort of sandwiched into the original card, and I'm going to trim off a little sliver. So this is the bottom inside, tiny sliver, and then this is upside down, the top inside, same sliver. It's maybe 1/16 of an inch. You could go 1/8 of an inch, but that's slightly bigger than you need. On the short flap for the new card base, I'm going to add glue where we trimmed out that little sliver, and I'm going to add on this pattern paper. It's a little hard to see on camera just because my lights are so bright, but it is a white floral print on cream. It is so gorgeous. Maybe one of my favorite prints here. And then when I sandwich these 2 together, it means that everything is still A2 in size, and it fits a little tidier, more tidily. I think more tidily. Actually, I know it's more tidily. I'm an English teacher. If you didn't know that, hi, I'm an English teacher. And I just finished grading papers for end of term and my brain has turned into mush. So wish me luck as we move through the rest of this voiceover. I have 2 2-inch circles here, and I'm going around the outside edge of one of those with a clear shimmer pen from scrapbook.com. And then I have the other one so we can sort of sandwich it on the back. We have a handful of sentiments in this kit that have like an outside, inside punchline, because you know I love the funny sentiments, but certainly you could do something really sweet. You could even just do a happy birthday, pull from a different kit. If you aren't familiar with my kits, we're coming up on kit 100. And I try to always release the sentiments in circles and rectangles that are the same size. Like we might get additional sizes, but that way, if you have a kit you've made before or a card you've made before and you end up wanting a different sentiment for it, it's easy to swap it out down the line and find the perfect card every time. So I made little marks above and below where that cutout strip is, and I added glue onto my circle, or my card base rather, where that circle is going to go, so that it was only on the card base and not on the inside where we have that cream pattern paper. And then I'll put another circle behind it. Part of that reinforces it, strengthens it, so it's not just one piece of cardstock holding everything together. But it's also then a second mat for the inside sentiment. So this one says, "You're pure sunshine and manure, all the best things to make plants grow." And I just think that it's so funny. But you could be a little sweeter about your sentiments if you wanted to. For the inside sentiment, it's essentially upside down when the card is closed, right? Because you lift it up to open it. If you were doing a side folding card, obviously you wouldn't need to do that. But then that finishes our trifold card, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and make card number 2. For card number 2, I know not everybody is a fun fold kind of person, so we're just going to make a really beautiful card. And I used this scallop stitched edge ovals die set from Spellbinders, along with the Simply Sentimental Hello. There's a stamp set and then there's a die set. I'm really just using the die set today, but I love that the stamp set has all kinds of like sub-sentiments and things that work really beautifully with it. And then I ran an A2 panel of fog cardstock through the Plaster 3D embossing folder from Spellbinders. If you're watching this video as it first comes out, this scallop oval die set is half off at Spellbinders right now. They're running a huge sale. Definitely check that out. I will link at the end and below to a sales video I did kind of showing you my favorite collections in that sale that are definitely half off. What I was showing you there with my little floppy squishy squares, I've been using the teal square for a long time. It is a silicone mat I got from Tailored Expressions years and years ago. They don't sell them anymore, and people keep asking me where I got it. So I've been on the hunt to find something that will work for you. And this is what I found. It is basically the same thing. It is a silicone coaster. I will link them below. They're on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. They come in a 3-pack. I don't know why you would buy a 3-pack of coasters instead of 4, but here we are. They come in lots of colors. I like the black just because I can better see where I still have wet glue. But if you want something a little prettier in your craft room, by all means, I use it here to tap off the excess glue from the back of those very thin die cuts so it doesn't ooze out everywhere. Behind my large scallop oval, I have added some 1mm thin foam from scrapbook.com, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that down to my embossed card panel. And then I'm going to use my tweezers to put this hello at the bottom and then slightly offset. Yes, we're going to use an emergency card sentiment. That'll go on the inside, but hello is such a really great generic sentiment. You can then turn that into a birthday card or a sympathy card or an anything card. And so sometimes if I'm looking to elevate a card just a little bit with a die cut, a word die cut does that really nicely. If you haven't seen the Simply Sentimental sets from Trinity, they all have a single word with a bunch of different fonts and sizes, and then sub-sentiments, and the stamps and dies coordinate really beautifully. So the hello is one of my favorites. I just think the fonts are really gorgeous. Here, we're going to cut out a rectangle sentiment. I connected the tick marks bottom to top. I left the header intact, and then I can rotate and connect those side tick marks, and I get these perfectly cut sentiments. They are all 2 1/4 by 1 1/4 inches. And we're going to use Happy Bloomin' Birthday. I used a laser printer, so it is a toner printer. And then I'm using Deco foil toner foil and running that through my mini Minc on heat level 3. The Gina K Fuse would work well here. It's the same kind of machine, though Minc has a newer machine that is just big enough for an 8.5 by 11, which I think is really great. And whenever mine dies, that's probably what I'll get next. I stuck that in a standard card base, 100-pound card base. And then I'm just kind of letting the whole thing cool off. I want that toner, which is essentially little pieces of plastic, to get not melty, right? To harden back up again. It grabs onto that foil, and now I have a gold sentiment. I grabbed Emergency Card Essentials die set number 1. I designed it for Trinity stamps specifically to go with these sentiments. You don't need it, but I love a scallop. So we have a scallop rectangle mat. It's 2.5 by 1.5 inches. And then I'll put that on the inside of my card. I'm going to use removable adhesive just because sometimes I change my mind about what goes on the inside or if anything goes on the inside. And then that will finish up card number 2. My friends, we've got great texture. We've got shine. We've got a foiled sentiment. It's so good. For card number 3, we're going to make a fun fold. I do not have a printable for these measurements, but you can certainly take screenshots. I have pattern paper that's 4 by 2 3/4, and then 2 pieces that are 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. Then I have an A2 panel of cardstock, 5.5 by 4 1/4. I have a blue piece that is 5 1/4 by 4 and pattern paper that's 5 1/8 by 3 3/8. Okay. Then we have our sentiment mat, and this one is slightly smaller than normal. It's 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. And then here is our little fun fold piece. It is 8 inches wide by 2 3/4 inch tall. And I'm going to score this at 2 inches and 4 inches. So I actually need to rotate this. I'll do it in just a minute. We're making a Z fold. And that Z fold is going to be just a little mini card that goes on the front. And I think it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to begin by folding this in the middle. So I just have like a normal mini card, and then I'll take that short flap and fold it back on itself. To assemble everything is really quick and easy from here. So I am centering my smaller piece of pattern paper onto my smaller solid colored cardstock, and it's going to leave you the teeniest, tiniest little border. There's only 1/8 of an inch difference in between. Then I'm going to fold up my Z fold, and I'm going to glue that onto the other small solid colored cardstock. Again, tiny little border. It's a 1/16 of an inch border. You could make them the same size, but it's just harder. I think it's just harder to get everything really nicely lined up. This is Z folded, so I just have this flap on the left-hand side. I only want to add glue onto the flap. Then, holding that Z fold closed, I will line up the 2 colored pieces of cardstock, and I'm going to have, again, this little mini card that opens and closes independently, and I just think it's a lot of fun. If I had glued it a little differently, you could fit a gift card in there as well, but I don't think I'll put a gift card in this particular card. It's really elegant. I tend to do gift cards and really sort of fun, whimsical cards, but you could. Then I'm just layering up my other large pieces of cardstock here. So I get that tiny 1/16 of an inch border between that blue cardstock. You guys, that's Misty Moonlight from Stampin' Up. And when they retired it, I bought a dozen packs of that cardstock. I think I'll have some still when I die. It's ridiculous. But then I'll put that on. It's called Fairy Tale. It's the palest lavender cardstock that's from Spellbinders. It's one of my new favorites. I love when you can find a pastel cardstock that is just barely there because it acts as a neutral. The final assembly of this card is really quick and easy. I just centered that Z-fold sandwich onto my card panel, and then I'm going to add one of my other sentiments I already cut out onto my navy mat. I want this to hang ever so slightly off the right edge of that Z fold. I just think it's a really interesting option, right? To create a little inconsistency. It's not all perfectly symmetrical. And that finishes up card number 3. Keep in mind too, that center panel of pattern paper is the same size as those rectangles I've been making, all those custom rectangles, the ones with the characters in January. And then there were some new ones with florals. this month, and there will be some next month as well. I can't wait to share it all with you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. And join us back again on March 6th for Kit 100. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.